keeping an eye on what you're saying online.
Yes, Nicole, and people have plenty to say about both of those topics, both Hulu and Windows 7. The question we posed about Windows 7 was whether Microsoft now has a chance to win the operating system wars. And just to give you a taste of what's to come in terms of comments, we're going to bring you this one from Alex, who says, I really do think the new operating system will stand a chance to win this bidding war because it's so easy to operate, much quicker and much better than Windows Vista, and it has come to facilitate our work. I believe it will be a great success. Congratulations. So Alex saying what a lot of people believe, which is essentially it's better than Vista, and some people say anything will be better than Vista.
Let's see if our tech experts agree. First up, Chris Pirillo from chrispirillo.com. Pete Cashmore, founder of Mashable.com, and we want to welcome you to the CNN.com family as well. We understand you'll be joining us as a contributor. Very good. Looking forward to more of that. Chris already does that. And Brian Chen from Wired.com. We just have to get you on over to the CNN family. Let's start with Chris. We heard from our Facebook friend that basically anything would be better than Vista. I mean, it kind of didn't have a whole lot to climb up against. Is that the general consensus?
Yeah, I would say that. Certainly, 7 is what Vista should have been. It's a good upgrade from either Windows Vista or Windows XP, which a lot of people are still running. 7's good. Is it good enough? Well, I guess it depends on what you want to use the computer for. But I always boil it down to, well, do you really need Windows anymore? Most people say they just check the web, Facebook, CNN.com, email, and all you need for that really is a web browser, and you can use that on any platform. I think the operating system wars are dead.
Do you, Brian? Do you think the operating wars are dead? Operating system wars are dead?
Well, I don't think there's much of a war to begin with. I think Windows 7 has always been, or Windows has always been fine. They still have about 90% of market share, right, compared to Apple, which is slowly gaining and has almost 10%. They have 9 right now. So, yeah, sure, there's some rivalry here, but Windows 7, I think, is a great step for Microsoft. It's taking the security enhancements of Vista and making the operating system not a like Vista was. So,
well, Pete, is it a good move, or what's so great about it?
Well, look, it's faster, it's more stable, it's better on new and old hardware. It's a huge upgrade from Vista or XP. It's more secure. So, you know, it's a big jump forward. It's, as Chris said, it's the operating system that Vista probably should have been. But I also kind of agree with his point that this whole war between the operating systems is getting less and less relevant because we open up our computers and then we start the browser and we're in the browser our whole day. And when we get to a situation where there's this persistent connection and we can expect the web everywhere, then are we really going to worry too much about what operating system we're using to get to our browser?
So, Chris, you don't really care about bells and whistles or no bells and whistles here?
Well, no. Bells and whistles are important. Understand, I was a PC user for a number of years, and there are 3 things that caused me to switch to Mac OS X, which I guess would be the alternative to Windows. 1, Apple switching to the Intel platform for hardware. 2, Apple releasing Leopard, a fantastic operating system for any user. And 3, Microsoft Windows Vista. And Vista was a slap in the face to the Windows community. I said that in the beginning. Of course, I got lambasted. Long story short, I was right. Ballmer was wrong, by the way, to say that users did not provide enough feedback on Windows Vista, because there are quite a few of us who did. Microsoft just at that point chose not to listen.
Okay, so Brian, some people might say war, no war, it doesn't really matter for me. I'm a consumer. I just want to get online. Should I get Windows 7? Should I pay, what is it, like $200 if you don't have the Windows operating system? It's maybe $120 if you have XP or
yeah,
Vista.
It's $120 for a consumer home premium. I think it's worth it. I think the main difference is the interface improvement, where you actually get to hide windows using the arrow peek feature to more organize yourself in terms of moving around your windows. And I think that makes multitasking a lot easier. And I agree with your point about how everything's on the internet now, but I'm extremely disorganized, especially even using Mac OS X. So I actually really like Windows 7.
What do you think, Pete? Should folks wait until they get a new computer, or do you think they need this upgrade pronto?
Look, it depends what your needs are. If you're still on XP, it's probably time to make a move. I think Vista, if you're on Vista, it's going to be a huge improvement. So, if you're a heavy computer user, I think you're going to see the benefit in Windows 7. If you're at the decision of buying a new computer and you're deciding between, say, getting a Mac and getting a PC with Windows 7, the user experience between Snow Leopard and Windows 7 fairly similar. I would say that Snow Leopard has the edge right now, but again, you're talking about a cost issue sometimes. Windows machine is generally cheaper. So, I would make the switch personally because I'm a heavy computer user, but just like Chris, I'm on Mac now. So it's not a decision I need to make, but certainly if people are already on older versions of Windows, it's probably a switch I would make as a heavy computer user.
Two Mac men. Brian, are you a Mac man or are you
yeah.
PC?
Yeah, I've been a Mac user for a long time.
Mac folk. Nam, our viewers, our readers, Mac people or PC people? What do they think about Windows 7?
We were just hearing from one user there a moment ago, his thoughts on basically it was better than Vista, and so that was okay for him. Another topic, though, Nicole, that we've been discussing today is this matter of Hulu potentially charging for content. People have a lot to say about that. I want to bring you some of those comments now. I'm going to start with Jennifer, who says, like everyone else said, there are many other options to watch free movies and TV shows online. I can't afford my cable bill. That is why I watch some shows on Hulu. Another comment here from Jeff, who says, this is a terrible decision for Hulu. There are too many other websites that people can use to watch video online for free. If they decide to charge extra just for premium content like HBO or Showtime, that makes sense. This is just another example of executives just not getting it. We'll wrap this up with Mike, who says, Hulu is probably my favorite website at the moment. Not having TV, it's a great way to watch the shows I like. Is there some sort of premium tier that allows you to watch commercial-free or get HBO shows or something like that? I'm all for it, even though I probably wouldn't subscribe. So that's just read Nicole and what people have to say about this thought of Hulu charging for content.
Well, typically, Chris, people are going to be upset if they're going to have to pay for anything online, right? I mean, Hulu or anything else.
That's right. I know that I have a Comcast cable subscription I pay out the nose for, quite literally. I think a bill is due, as a matter of fact. But I do go online to get content. The thing is I've already got quite a stack of content I have yet to watch. I've got a backlog. So I don't really know how this is going to fit into, well, at least the way that I've used Hulu in the past. But it may fit into the way someone else uses Hulu. I don't know. I'm not so averse to paying for things that are useful to me.
But I do hope you pay your bills, my friend. I don't want your cable to get turned off. I want to read you guys the statement in from News Corp Deputy Chairman Chase Carey on Hulu that says, it's time to start getting paid for broadcast content online. It goes on to say, I think a free model is a very difficult way to capture the value of content. I think it's what we need to do to deliver to consumers in a way they will appreciate the value. Hulu concurs that it needs to evolve into a meaningful subscription model as part of its business. Pete, I know that's a lot of corporate jargon speak, but is this an evolution that we're going to see emulated with other subscription sites?